Hey, everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of Javier in the Air. Coming to you a little bit earlier, trying to see if I have time on a Saturday evening, if I can start getting this done so I can, getting most of it done, if not all of it, so that I can have my Sunday open for doing more exercising and work around my house, especially with the supposedly the season beginning to warm up a little bit. We'll see if that actually happens. It's supposed to rain all weekend here in the Austin Cedar Park area, Cedar Park specifically. So I don't know if I can get out and do anything as much as I want to outside, but I did do a few things. So I wanted to highlight the businesses I went to today and talk a little bit about them and show off a little bit of what I excuse me, what I ate. Yes, I'm still struggling with allergies. No, I have not gone to an allergist. For TMI for everyone, I went to an allergist when I was probably in the third grade, and then I went for the next 12 years. So getting shots in the beginning every couple of weeks, and then eventually, the plan goes further out, and you start only going in every couple of months, and then you get retested every couple of years. No, it was not fun. No, I know, especially with my new section, Healthy After 50, I should try to do something about it, and maybe I will this year as part of the show. We'll see if that happens or not. Okay, so I was trying to get out more starting this week, walking. I did not get as many days as I was hoping for. Thursday I had something come up, and Friday I was not able to get out there. Today we were supposed to go, but it was a bit chilly this morning, so not everybody wanted to go, which is fine. That happens, and I wasn't really feeling it either, so that worked out good for me, even though I probably should have gotten out. But I did collect trash on the 3 days that I got out, so let's go to Trash in the Hood. Dark Frog Social Media presents Trash in the Hood. Hey everybody, Trash in the Hood here time. So this was day one. It was down an area I hadn't been for a while, and if you notice at the top left that there's a ton of cigarettes that are out there, plus a bunch of food containers. And then this was the last little slice. So there was food containers and sauce packets and the usual stuff. It was very sad to see that the cigarettes were back, the large amount that I saw. This was day 2, and yes, at the top left is an entire to-go, like 3-course meal that was put into the sack, which was nice enough, tied up, and then thrown out into the street. So that was sad. There were some heavy bits of metal there today, lots of beverage containers and socks and gloves and latex gloves and sporks and all kinds of crazy stuff. This was day 3, so you see the cigarette butts at the bottom right. Couple of reflectors. I don't know if they're what's going on, that these reflectors are getting kicked out off of where they were glued down. Water bottles and all that whatnot, and some flyers and some hard cables that I don't know where that come from, but it was pretty crazy time out there. Adjusting my mic here. Yes, so I only got 3 days worth of video coverage this week. I apologize for that. I know I promised myself I was going to try to get out there more, but I will be out there on Sunday. So this is Saturday night, so I won't be able to add it to the podcast, but I will add it to Nextdoor. And yes, for those of you that asked, I am posting on Nextdoor as well. For my community, I am not trying to shame anyone, even though they removed that component from Nextdoor. I'm not stating where I am. I'm not taking pictures of people throwing trash, though I have seen it. People leaving their dog poo bags and stuff like that. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to do is just pick up trash that I see when I go out on my walk, because I'd like there to be a nice clean area where I walk, and hence that makes it clean for everybody else. So have no plans on joining the sanitation department. I like my job, so I will keep it. My day job, that is. My evening or early morning walking jobs are pro bono, so I have no problem doing it. Okay, so next thing we want to do is I want to, as part of my self-initiative for the year, for 2023. Wait, before I do that, I know I have a couple of new viewers that saw last episode, so if you're watching this episode, welcome. Thank you for watching Javier in the Air. Thank you to, or welcome to my little corner of YouTube or the internet, depending on how you want to look at it. I am doing this because I want to do it. I like doing it. And there's a bunch of different sections on here. If there's a section that you like and you want to see more of, please let me know. If you have any comments, thoughts, suggestions, or additions that you want to send me, please send them my way, however you know how to get a hold of me, which includes commenting on here on YouTube, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. So there you go. So this morning, like I said, it was a little bit cold, so we weren't able to walk. However, I did get a chance to get out, like I said I would, like I said just a few minutes ago, my self-initiative for the 2023. And I did. I made it to two different companies today. One of them was both literally doors from each other. Both very nice, great customer service, great little places. One of them been there for about 3 years, and the other one I'm not sure. I'm presuming that it just opened, but I'm not entirely sure, and I apologize if you've been there for a while. This was out in Round Rock. I don't get out there very often, so but I saw we were gonna go to a coffee shop, and it turns out the one that we were thinking of going to doesn't have sit down inside seating at all. So we decided it wasn't something that we wanted to do on a cold, rainy day. So across the street was this place. It was off of 1431 and Sendero Springs. It was the first place was Alamo Coffee Company. I believe it's called Alamo Coffee Company. Alamo Coffee for sure. They have coffee and beer, like actually a handful of places now do that around the Austin Cedar Park area, Georgetown, Round Rock, Leander, Liberty Hill, all of those areas, and was really good. So I don't know how I came across it. I think I was looking at the other one, and it popped up on Google Maps, and so I was nice enough to look my eye down to the right and saw that it was there and that it was open on Saturday, and it had inside seating, which was important. So I met my friends Julia and James, the Takashitas, out there for coffee, and so I'll show you a little bit of that, and then I will show you business number 2, which was Sanford Sourdough Bakery. We could smell it from there. Alamo Coffee had some good things too, which you'll see, but this was a true bakery, and James and Julia wanted to see it. I had to go. As soon as I walked in, I knew I had to buy something. So I did. You'll see a sample of one, and you'll see what happened here all of a sudden. It's disco night at Javier's house. I don't know why that. Maybe the white burned out. That's interesting. So I'll figure it out. But here is both the Alamo Coffee Company and the Sanford Sourdough Bakery. Okay, so here we are at the Alamo Coffee Company. If you see that, they have their own ground coffee ready to go up in front, of course, in the kind of the aisle that wants you to buy stuff. There's a shot of the sign in the background. It's called it says local. There's a lot of local beers that are there. Plus, they make the coffee and they make the pastries there as well. And so you see the display case there. Had some really good stuff in there. This was just a fantastic table that they have in the middle of the room that I personally love, and so I just figured I had to take a shot of it. Plus, you see my truck in the background, that middle one there on the top right. So I thought that had to be seen as well. So there's the, this is a raspberry and cream cheese Danish, and it was really good. They warmed it up for me and very nice. By the way, here's coming up the shot. I know my brother's probably like groaning about all the amount of sugar, but it had to be done. This was for first time people that go to their store. If you go to their website, you can get a Tres Leches coffee. So I got it, and it was really good, and I had a fantastic time. Thanks to everyone out at Alamo Coffee for the coffee and goods I got. Thanks a lot. And here I am a few doors down. This is Sanford Sourdough Bakery and Market. If you notice, they just have a handful of some jams and jellies and olive oil and stuff like that. Stuff that would go really good with fresh baked bread. And let me tell you something. This was a fantastic place. Again, the service was top notch. They were all friendly and happy and enjoying the job that they're doing, which is making bread. There you can see some of their lunch items and breakfast items and stuff like that they have. And to the left, bottom left, there was just a whole rack full of wonderful bread that you can buy by the loaf, or you can slice it, or you can buy it by the half loaf. So let's check it out. One of the things here I wanted to try. I also have another one that I'll try in a separate video that I'll probably just put up right next to this. This is their peach Danish. So they've been out there, also Sendero Springs, also Round Rock. They've been there for about 3 years now. First time that I've ever been to it. Fantastic looking bread, by the way. Smelled so good in there. All of it was freshly made, from what I could tell. So here is the peach Danish. So let's see how it goes. Great crust on there. Very crunchy, but yet the bread is soft on the inside. I really like that. Let me see if I can get some of the peach. Really, really, really good. Fantastic. Save some of that for later. So fantastic. I'll have a follow-up on the bread. The only, I don't know, it's not a complaint. I think the only thing is that these Danishes are so close to all the other breads that have all these different spices and whatnot to it, that it picked up a little rosemary is what I think it is. I'm not sure. I don't think it's supposed to be part of the Danish. I'm pretty sure it's not. It doesn't give it a bad taste. It just gives it something different, but it seems to kick up that peach. So maybe it's done on purpose. I don't know. Sanford, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not. Fantastic. As far as I'm going to keep my rating system that I do for beers that I do, and now I'll use it for everything else. I'm going to give this one 8.5 thumbs up out of 10. So 8.5 thumbs up out of 10. I believe it's Sanford Sourdough Bakery. Fantastic. Go and check it out. So I didn't get a chance to do a video after all on that. I waited till now, this evening, Saturday evening, to try their rosemary sourdough. So I saw this, and I saw that they had a half loaf, so I was like, I want to get this. I don't want to buy a whole loaf because I don't want to go there, but I want to buy something. So I gave some pieces to neighbors James and Zaida, the Pavlovskis, and I have heated this up now. This is their rosemary sourdough. Smelled delicious when I bought it. I could smell it in the truck the entire way. Wonderful smell. You get the smell of the sourdough, and you get the rosemary as well. Almost, the fragrance is fantastic. True test for me is if you can get a slice of bread. And by the way, this was pre-sliced. And thank you for that, everybody out there at Sanford, because I wouldn't be able to slice it as well as they did. One of the great ways to taste bread, if you're not an toasty aficionado like I am, which I am not, but one of the ways I know that it's a great bread is a good crust on the outside, which it is, and then soft but yet cooked on the inside, and this is done very well. And if you like the taste of it with nothing on it, no butter, no, definitely no jam or jelly or anything like that. If you put jam and jelly on a bread, as I am one to do, you're not really eating it because the bread's good. I mean, the bread could be great, but you're pounding out the jam and jelly and peanut butter and all that, so you're not really enjoying the bread as you probably should. And everybody at Sanford, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but this is how I do it. So, and then I just warmed it up, and I'm going at it. Great crust, really good on the inside. Now, if you like bread, like I do, as you can tell, really try to find a mom and pop place. Um, HEB and Publix and Randall's and all them, they do a good thing. They also make their own bread, so if you're gonna go there, you might as well get their freshly made breads. But and hey, I grew up on Wonder Bread, and I grew up on Buttercrust, and I grew up on, you know, all that. They were good. They were good sandwich supporters, and they were called bread, and they got me through my growing up years, and that's great. But if you want to start trying to taste different breads, expand your palate, so to speak, and I don't have a very good expanded palate. People who know me will know, but I do like bread, and this rosemary sourdough is just really, it's that good. So just like I did for their Danish, I'm gonna give them 8.5 thumbs up. I just want to leave a little wiggle room in case I encounter one of their other breads. It may even be better. So I'm going to have to hit this place again this year. And if y'all are watching, if you'd like to have some kind of specialty bread or something, you have a special event and you'd like to be on my show, just let me know. And the same goes for Alamo Coffee. Fantastic place. The whole area was great. And any special events and you'd like to be on my show, Javier In The Air on YouTube, in the air, not on the air, then drop me a note. Thanks a lot. Right, just finished off the last of the bread. So fantastic. All right, so that was the Man About Town section. I haven't called it that. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I know I probably won't get out there every weekend because I just can't do it. But I will try to be out and about more often this year. So I think we're going to do, by the way, also great question someone had for me is how do you determine what goes where? Well, since this is a one-man show currently, I pretty much do it however I want. So the next thing that pops in my head, for example, this time, is bottom line. So let's do I have a new bottom line, so let's check it out. Dark Frog Social Media presents Bottom Line. When is a company just a company? Hey everybody, welcome to the Bottom Line. So I've been having this week I had a discussion with some coworkers and some people and my neighbors and stuff like that about this week's bottom line, which is when is a company just a company? So to level set for some people, if you haven't been reading the news about some of the bigger news out there, non-political, that has to do with layoffs. So I know I've done a lot of bottom lines about jobs and that sort of thing, and it just so happened that's how I started the bottom line in the first place. But having said that, the article that I read was talking, or the articles that I read were talking about how the big tech companies, Amazon and Google and Alphabet and Intel and just a handful of others are beginning to lay off thousands of individuals. 10,000 here, 12,000 there, 15,000 there. So of course the newspaper are making it a huge sensation, sensationalizing it more than it may be. Even though, of course, if it affects the individual, then yes, that sucks. But I'm talking about, well, it turns out it's only like 5, 6, maybe 10% of their overall number of employees. So that's not that bad. If it was 10 people and one was getting cut, that sucks because 10 people is a very, very small company. We're talking about, thousands and thousands, and they're letting go like 5%, 6%. Excuse me. So the article that I came across, though, is that a lot of these people, and by the way, this is not just, this is not having to do with the generation. It's not Gen Z, it's not Gen X, it's not millennials, it's not it's not baby boomers, it's not any of that. It affects all generations, which we'll have a discussion of what generations actually mean anyway. So, what we're seeing is that people are really have forgotten that companies are selfish bastards. They are greedy, selfish bastards. And by that I mean is that when things are going great, you think your company is different than any other company out there, and they do things different. Hey, we get massages. Hey, we get free cereal in the break room and all the coffee we can drink, and we get meals once a week, and we get comp time, and we get to go out and work from home as long as we want, and we get to do blah 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 blah. So when things are going great, your company is different than anybody else because they're giving you all these what I call perks. People may call them something else. I call them perks. So when push comes to shove and it starts getting ugly at your company, you may then realize, hey, this is just a company. They're out to do the bottom dollar for them and their stakeholders, which you may not be a part of. Case in point, one of the articles I read, a gentleman who had been with Google for 25, 28 years, and a couple of these different stories came out from the article, and different articles, was he was complaining because it was sudden. Like it came out of the blue. I wasn't expecting it, and poof, I get this harsh, unemotional email from the company, not even a personal phone call, that I'm getting laid off or technically fired. And as harsh as I may sound, yes, because and his line was, I guess it's just another company now. The problem with that is that no, it's always been just a company. It's just when things are going great, you get the gravy. And now things aren't going great, and the veil has been lifted from your eyes, and now you're seeing what a company will do, regardless of how nice it is. When things are going great, of course, you think your company's different. You're getting all these perks, and you're like, this is fantastic. I've never had this at another company before. And that is great. Take advantage of that while you can. Eat their cereal. Go to their culture events. Go to do this, do that. Enjoy it. It's great. I've done it. I know everybody else has done it at some point in their careers, and it's fantastic. But you need to remember that they are just a company. So, what do we see? FTX, cryptocurrency, the latest thing, and it was supposed to be, it's supposed to take over everything. And now we're finding out that these people are just, can be just as dirty and greedy and underhanded and bribed and embezzling as the next person. Their company is just a company. So, yes, to the people that laid off, it sucks. I apologize. If I know any of you, contact me, use me as a reference. I will try my best to try to get you a job. But you have to remember that a company is just a company. Especially on the larger companies, they need to do what's best for them and their stakeholders. And if that means cutting you, they will cut you. And unfortunately, human beings have to tell you that. So that makes it feel like a more emotional thing. But they don't have to do it. They can be very unemotional about it. They can send off an email. Sure, you wish that they should do it better, and they probably maybe ethically, definitely emotionally, they could have done a better job. But they don't have to do it. They can cut you whenever they want. At least California has like 60 days where you have to give them notice, I'm cutting you, and in 60 days you don't have a job. There's many states like Texas that is an at-will state. They can come in one day and say, Javier, we don't like what you're doing. I'm going to cut you. They can also come in and say, you know what, I just don't think you're a good fit. I'm cutting you. So, no rhyme or reason. And is it them individually that doing it? Maybe there's some onus on there that you don't know about. They don't like you for some reason. But the bottom line is the company is just the company. And they're going to cut you whether you've been a loyal servant to them or not. They will cut you if they have to. Which I always found fascinating that some of these companies are still making multi-billion-dollar profits. Let me say that again. Multi-billion-dollar profits. And yet they're cutting. Why is that? Because their stakeholders want more money. And you know what? That's just a part of life. I know if I own part of Disney or I owned a huge stock in Google and stuff like that, I want to keep making more money. And if that means cutting the little guy, even if I know that little guy, I want to be like snippety snip. Your time has come. I'll see you. So that's just all companies are just companies. And don't get me wrong, I love the company I work for. I like the people I work with. I like the people that own the company. They're great people. But if they have to cut me one day, I understand, and I'm not going to be like, well, I don't appreciate that. And I probably won't appreciate that. But it may have to be done, and that's, their dollar line. They have to do what they have to do, because I understand they are just a company. Other part of the article, which I'll go on before I wrap it up, was current existing employees of some of these big companies, Google and Amazon and whatnot, got signatures from their fellow employees, their co-workers, to try to get the company to promise that there won't be any more layoffs. I'm sorry, I don't know where this came from. And again, this is across generations. So it's not just Gen X, being out of the picture and working from home so long they don't get it. Or baby boomers just going crazy. And millennials just being who we are. And we're just an insane group from what everybody else says. No, this is across generations. These are co-workers signing, trying to force their managers and their managers to say, oh no, we're not going to lay you off. Here's the thing. They can come in to your face, and I've had this happen to me, look you straight in the eye and go, hey, Mr. or Mrs. So-and-so, or hey, so-and-so, I promise I'm not going to cut you. Your job is safe. And then walk out that door and someone tell them, hey, you need to cut your entire department. And he cuts you the next day or the next hour and you get a horrible email. That's how it works. There is no guarantees in business, at work, and most things, unfortunately. So the bottom line is, when is a company just a company? They're always just a company. And that's the bottom line. Time once again for Spirit Time. This week, E&J Apple Brandy. Hey everyone, sorry about the no cut to from bottom line to Spirit Time. I'm trying to keep it within 30 minutes. I'm still going to miss it, but at least I'm trying to cut here and there to see if I can keep it to a lean 30. Haven't done it yet, but wish me luck. Okay, so welcome to Spirit Time. I believe I've had this on the show before. So I want to also give a shout out to someone who caught me kind of and was like, are you going through your liquor cabinet and just trying to find things so that you can work your way through the liquor cabinet? The answer is yes. I have a lot of things, a lot of liqueurs, excuse me, and stuff that I've gotten over the years. And I use them, but I use them sparingly. So it's not like I'm hitting the Midori alcohol, like a whole bottle in one night. No, I have tasting parties that have cocktails and people leave the side alcohol here. And so I have a good combination of liqueurs to any drink. So if you want to stop by one time, just let me know. we can make some cocktails with all the sides that I have, and we can get to it. One of the ones that I have, which may have been on the show before, excuse me, is the one I'm going to show you now. So I just came across it this afternoon while I was cleaning the liquor cabinet, trying to decide if I should keep it where it's at or move it, which may be a side project. You never know. Anyway, E&J. I've heard of this company before. They do a brandy, mostly from my understanding from their website, which is called E&J Brandy. This one, though, is a little different. I think this came along due to the fruit craze that was big probably right before the pandemic and was huge right before the pandemic. It may have died off a little bit, but they're still out there, stuff you can find. So this is E&J's Apple Brandy. So Crown Royal and some other people also do some brandies. But E&J is known for the brandy. So I have had some of their other brandy before, and it's good. I don't remember what this one tastes like, so we're going to give it a try. Now, what I do have is, I don't know whether brandy is supposed to be drunk over ice or not. I'm not that much of a snooty person or that much of a historian on brandy. But I like my brandy a little bit over ice. So I also wanted to show off two things. This cool emoji glass and the ice in there. Now you see some of the more whiskey aficionados and scotch drinkers have this thing. This is basically just a ball of ice. I happen to have the form for it, so I make these, and every now and then I'll use them for just such an occasion. So this particular one, ice, because of the volume and density of the ice in this shaped form, has a tendency not to dilute or break down as quickly. Of course, if it's a hot day and you're outside, those variables I don't take into account right here. So apple brandy. Let me show you the front. And here we go. So I'm only going to pour about 2 fingers of alcohol, so to speak, on here. And as you can tell, you can already see, if I can not be stupid, you see how that water is already looking in there. If I can get it real close, you can see the water and the alcohol mixing. So I can smell the brandy. I can smell the apple already. I can't smell the brandy. To me, that's not a good sign. But if E&J has some other ones that they'd like me to try on my show, by all means, E&J, if you're watching, welcome. And 2, if you'd like to send me some samples, like a flight of different brandies that you have, I'm not going to say no. That's pretty much where I am right now. So here we go. Well, it's definitely apple brandy, let's put it that way. I'm not necessarily opposed to this. I know a lot of people, a lot of die-hard brandy and that sort of thing are against a lot of these. And it even says it has apple flavors and natural apple flavors and caramel color. I'm going to be honest, though. This tastes like a Jolly Rancher. Not that that's a bad thing. It's just not something I want as far as brandy goes. This might be good. We maybe mix it with honeydew melon liqueur or Midori and call it, I don't know, a Pelin or Maple, something like that. It may or may not be good. I'm not going to try it tonight. It really is like I just had a Jolly Rancher. And I haven't had a Jolly Rancher in I'd say probably 15 years. But I remember what they taste like, and they taste just like that. And then you get a little bit of a brandy kick to it. You get the alcohol, a little bit of a burn on the follow-through, so to speak. I have to be honest, I'm not disappointed. As soon as I read Apple Brandy, I said I got to get this on the show, and I know it's probably going to taste like a Jolly Rancher. Um, and so going into the tasting with those two expectations, it is what it is, and it's a Jolly Rancher Apple Brandy. So as far as straight up brandy goes, there's no comparison. It's a straight up brandy and then one that has flavors to it that aren't considered brandy. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a 6 thumbs up. As far as brandies go, as far as a brandy goes, no. As far as apple brandy goes, I like Jolly Rancher, so I'm okay with it. So that was E&J's Apple Brandy. I apologize, everyone. I was here trying to keep it under 30 minutes, and I went beyond, and now and then I told myself I'm gonna try to keep it under 40 minutes, and then I realized that I forgot this Healthy After 50 section. So, welcome to Healthy After 50. Today's episode is about appointments. So I know I hated going to the doctor as a kid. I'm sure a lot of you do. I know a lot of family members and a lot of friends who don't want to go. Well, let me tell you something. Hitting after 50, there's a meme out there that shows like all your lights turn on your car, and that's how it is. Like when you turn the key, all the lights light up on your dashboard. Sometimes that's how it is after 50. So there's appointments I don't want to make that I'm going to be making. There's appointments that I need to make that I will be making this year. For example, I just saw my doctor 2 weeks ago. He didn't like it. I didn't like it. And so now I'm trying to do what I can, even though you just saw me do taste testing of 2 different things. But I went and saw him. I started doing that about 3 years ago, shortly before I became 50. And I told myself I had to start doing it. So some of the appointments that I'm going to make this year. I went to a dentist last year. I have some dental work I need to do. I'll be talking to them this week to schedule some crowns and whatnot. I need to go to an audiologist. My hearing is not the best. That kind of runs in the Ayala side of the family. I will schedule follow up on my doctor. I will probably need to go to a dermatologist at some point, just because it's good to get that one over. I might even go to my orthopedic guy, even though I not have any problems right now. No pain. Low to no pain on my knees and stuff like that. I might need to go see him, or I should go see him at least once a year. Now, the problem that a lot of people have is that with so many doctors, they're like, well, how do I get it all in? I understand it's tough, but it needs to get done. Would you rather you find out now that you can take medications that will extend your life for 20 years, or would you rather find out later that you can take medication that will extend your life for a year? 20 versus 1. It may be a no-brainer. And of course, I'm going to extremes here. But, I mean, eye doctor. I need to hit them this year too. So, you see the appointments that I just came up with the top of my head. Try what you can. And I know people as they get older, they have time. You know, people that are not retired may have limited PTO, especially in this day and age. And the beauty of if you can get away with it and you can work from home, you can set your appointments for the week or weeks, or if you work from home entirely, you can set your appointments relatively easy in time slots that are available that have less people there. Foot doctor, there's another one. So get to your appointments, try to schedule them, if you can, try to schedule them all in one day. Now, I have a friend who takes a day off for the most part, and schedules 3 or 4 appointments. Now, of course, I know doctors have a tendency to just sit your butt down in a thing where you're in a gown and your backside's just getting some nice wind up it, and you're sitting 20-30 minutes before the doctor comes. My doctor's great, maybe 5 minutes tops, but not everybody has that opportunity. So you may need to schedule your appointments out some. But if you can schedule them so you can get them done in one day, that might be the best thing. You hit your general practitioner in the morning, and then mid-afternoon you hit your audiologist, and then you have lunch, and then you hit your optometrist. and then on your way home you hit your dentist. So I mean, all things being equal, you could hit 5 appointments in one day, if not more. So the importance is you need to stay healthy, and in order to stay healthy after 50, unfortunately, you have to go see doctors so they can tell you, yes, you're healthy, or, we need to tweak a little bit something so that you're not as bad as you think you are, or you don't get worse. So appointments are very, very important. Get to them. Scheduling. I'm gonna start on some of mine this week. Thanks a lot, everyone. Okay, this is it. I swear, there's nothing else. I'm wrapping up for the day. I couldn't stay under 30. Sorry, Ma. Sorry, others that have asked. Try to keep it in the lean 30 because that you start losing your audience after 30. I think from some of the metrics I've seen, I might lose some of the people that joined me for the first time after the first couple of minutes. It happens. But I hope I've gotten some good information out there. I hope you had fun a little. You can make fun of me. I can make fun of y'all. It works out all good. So if you have a mom and pop place and you want me to go and check it out, by all means, let me know. If you're not in my area, we can get on the Zoom call. If you'd like to be on the show, you have a special skill set, you want to show it off, just let me know. Also, if you do any like really cool woodworking, I'd love to go and video you doing something. I'm totally nerded out, geeked out on that. So let me know. I hope you enjoy your Sunday, because this is Saturday night. I hope you enjoy your Sunday, the rest of your weekend, so to speak, and I hope you have a good next week. I will be working from home, so if you see me out walking, give me a little toot-toot on the horn. Don't hit me. And if you see me picking up trash, it's what I do. So enjoy yourselves, and I will see you again next time. Thanks a lot, everyone.